What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good Wednesday to you. And some WNBA players are unhappy with their commissioner. Some comments she made recently on CNBC. We're going to talk about that in this segment. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the follow button. WNBA is riding a wave of popularity since these two rookie phenoms have came in. That is #1 draft pick Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark and #7 draft pick Chicago Sky's Angel Reese. Angel Reese, unfortunately, is done for the year after a wrist injury, but Caitlin Clark has her Fever in the playoffs, and they are looking to end on a high note. Well, the WNBA Commissioner Cathy Englebert was on CNBC a couple of days ago, and a host asked her about some of the issues with social media and fans being derogatory to some of the players, and here's what Englebert had to say. Some of the players weren't happy with her response. Take a listen to this audio, then we'll come back and we'll discuss it further. Again, here is WNBA Commissioner Cathy Englebert.
The WNBA players are really looked at now as kind of cultural icons.
True.
And when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. So social media is different today than it was in 1979 when it didn't exist. But, I always tell the players, I was told a long time ago, if someone's typing something in and you wouldn't ask their advice, ignore it. So it's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago.
Again, that was audio of WNBA Commissioner Cathy Englebert, who was on CNBC. Now, here's some of the responses from some of the WNBA players. This is from Las Vegas Aces forward Alicia Clark, who would tell this to ESPN. She says, and I quote, "It's taking a darker turn in terms of the types of comments and the vitriol that's coming through to the players, and it's not okay." She would go on to say, "I wish Englebert would have just said that it's not okay." Brianna Turner would also say on X, formerly known as Twitter, "I stand against all forms of discrimination, hatred, and bias, especially in reference to sports. The intersection of racism in sports should always be rejected. No platform is too big or too small to stand for the right thing. No excuses." The executive director of the WNBA Players Association, actually the president, would release a statement not happy with the way Englebert answered that question. So here we are. And I've seen it with my own two eyes, that the social media, some of the comments from fans have been downright racist, have been derogatory. Some have been misogynistic. I've gotten a few that have posted some things on when I've done stories about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Obviously, that is the biggest rivalry. I mean, and those two actually doesn't have anything against each other. It's not the two players themselves. It's just the fans of these two players that has taken this to a whole ugly level. And should Caitlin Clark speak out a little bit more? Probably so, to let but I think most people know where she stands. She doesn't stand with a lot of her fans that's saying negative things, as well as Angel Reese fans that's coming at Caitlin Clark. So, but this thing has just taken a life of its own. Anytime you have two polarizing figures in sports, we had this with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, but it wasn't social media. But anytime you have a race tone to anything, you're gonna get knuckleheads out here that's gonna be spitting stuff and won't put their face or their name behind it. They will hide behind avatars, and some will put their face behind it. But I think, again, these young ladies are balling. Both of them are ballers. You can love whichever one you want. Either one could be your favorite, but you don't have to say negative things about the other one to lift your favorite player up, because at the end of the day, they both talented women basketball players, as well as the rest of the women in the WNBA. So those are my thoughts. I'd like to know yours. Talk to me in the comments. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side. And on the next report, I am out. Peace.